Yo, what's the Latin bass assassin? What's up? What's happening, guys? I am back out on the water. We are on an unknown body of water. We are just going to currently fish the riprap as we are trying to get our fish finder to work. It's gonna be a little weirder if we are doing this without a fish finder. Cuvo Moon, what's happening? You look a little confused, Creel. Creel looks a little confused. I do not know why when my fish finder is in a state of confusion. We're gonna run this riprap until I figure out what's wrong with this fish finder. I'm gonna unplug the power and plug it back in. Oh, you got yourself a sweater, dog. That's what's up. You got that fish around and find out sweater. Oh, that's our high class collection right there, bro. That is much appreciated that you went out and got your sweater. Preparing for those colder months. You have your sweater, hooded sweater that is. Check the fuse. Will do, Creel. Let me unplug it first. And just like that, we've unplugged it and plugged it back in, and now it has its brains about it. And now we're already committed to the riprap, so that's stupid. But now we're just gonna run this real quick. Let's see if we can't pick off something off this riprap. Ah, yes, the hooded sweater collection. We are going to see what we can pick out of this frickin'. Bro, at Semper Fish, those are fine threads, bro. We provide nothing but the best. And as such, the hooded sweater, for you will find nowhere else, can be found at semperfish.net. Oh yeah, it was definitely Faith's fault, bro. I would not have said anything about sweaters, hooded, or not. Are we going to be able to pick something off this riprap? This riprap is not that long. I did not want to start on this riprap. I wanted to try and start on some drops and stuff, but my freaking fish finder was being stupid. Stupid. And so now we go with the flow. Yo, Jay, go get him, brah. Go get him. Hopefully I'm not out here in the afternoon because it is believed that storms could show up in the afternoon. And Faith went with the mustard. The mustard sweater. Are the fish here too high class for the riprap? I should start a new series here since the ETA of when we're gonna get silver back is unknown. We shall start kayaking across Alabama with the Latin Assassin. Hello everyone, welcome to kayaking across Alabama. We are here trying to catch a fish in this lake and blah blah blah. Too late, Faith. It's cemented in the history of YouTube that you created the sweater talk. I did not wake up this morning saying, let's start a sweater battle. No. I woke up this morning saying, what the heck? I'm already late. I was basically like the Alice in Wonderland rabbit. I was like, I'm late, I'm positively late, or whatever he says. Nobody knows. I mean, some people know, but not this person. I usually don't give up on riprap, but this riprap has given me no indication that it wants to produce. Faith, I'm gonna tell you that some people would say that the sweater talk might be better than the end of yesterday's Rodcast. Okay, still nothing. Not a slap. Not a nothing. The riprap is dead water? Where am I? In some kind of topsy-turvy land here? That's a rock. Upside down, bizarro world. Well, we're going to our bag of tricks and trying to see where these fish are. So let's not say there are no fish in here, but we will see. Because if we say there are no fish in here, then that does not bode well for the streak. But we'll see. So Faith, you gotta go to like the middle of the end, because it's not until Unlimited says something that it triggered all kinds of chaos. All right, riprap holds nothing. Check. At least not in the shallows. Rock. There's some vultures up there. Usually vultures are synonymous with like desert, barren areas. There are a whole bunch of vultures up there, bro. Is that telling me it's a barren wasteland? Nah, we just gotta find them. What's up, Zach? Yo, Steve, Dead Rabbit, what's happening? Creel wants me to go through these little chingle dingles. Not sure I'm gonna. All right, so we've tried it. Now let's go find some fish. We're this close to this side. Let's try this side real quick. We're already here. Now, I assume I'm okay right here. We're gonna find out if you guys start seeing me get sucked into some kind of puddle, drain, then anyways, we are now in 80 feet of water. 80, not 18, but 80. Zach had made the choice. Zach has picked up his kayak. He's gangsta now. He's in the game. Zach don't mess around. He does his research and then he's all like, bam, ring it up. We are currently in 100 feet. We're in 90 feet now, but at one point we were in 100 feet. Cuba Unlimited, what's up? Yo, Tim, did I say what's up? "48 feet, 45 feet. A shiny reflective something is right there. 25 feet, 23 feet. All right, guys, we are on the other side. Let's see what we see. We're gonna start off with this Kitech. He's a little messed up. Should have probably tied a new one on. But anyways. All right, I see we're in 28. I don't even see a lot of fish activity. Oh, Unlimited's been here since the beginning. Since the beginning of time, Unlimited has been here. I'm gonna have to get another Kitech. We are in 11 feet of barren wasteland. Okay, I saw a splash over there. Okay, there's some ripples they're chasing right there. Let's see if I can't get in on that. Oh, they're over there now. Hurry it up, reel in, reel in, reel in, reel in. I gotta get ahead of them. I don't wanna be behind them. Then I'm gonna catch the slacker fish. I'm gonna have to put on another Kitech. This guy is wrapped around the, let's call it axle. We are in 5 feet. Okay, there's a bait ball right there. I see it. There's a bait ball in there. All right, let's see if we can get beneath that bait ball. Some kind of gross moss in here. There is a good sized bait ball right there. Fred, we have not caught a fish, so the streak has not continued just yet. But the streak of continuous fishing has continued, but not the streak of non-zeros. We're getting a new Kitech. That guy was no good. All right, this Kitech is now gangsta. All right, so it looks like there's a crew, or there was a crew of fish off to my right. Let's see if we can't get this somewhere where they would like to eat it. Oh, I appreciate that, Fred. We are at the lake that caused us problems the last time that we came out here. The lake where we got the potential scam that happened. We are in a different location than we were that day. So let's see what we can do. We have this nasty problem of ours that we cannot accept failure. So coming to this lake, we could have gone to the other lake that we were at yesterday and picked off a couple fish, but we said, no, let's go and suffer, because sometimes in suffering we find things out about ourselves, and this is a lake that has not really produced for me, so I can't fish in comfort. I gotta have some suffering going on. Oh no, Krill. This lake does not suck. This lake, it sharpens the skills. It's a puzzle that I can't figure out just yet. But if I don't show up to this lake, then I'll never be able to figure out the puzzle. Yes. I am tempting fate, but I just couldn't live with myself. I mean, because I'm telling you, dudes, over there at that other lake, bro, I'll pedal a couple of spots, and then boom. I mean, a couple of, let's call them steps, and we'll be at a spot that has fish. This area, nobody knows. So far, the lake remains featureless, at least from what I'm seeing. We just gotta figure it out. Where are these fools hanging out? Maybe they're in the deeper area. Right now we're in 6 feet of water. Steve, you're asking my personal information? I got the same stuff I had yesterday, bro. Except I sort of thought I was gonna go to the other lake, but I say, yeah, you know what? Let's just go to all right, so that looked like there was a lot of fish right there. No look behind the back casts. I mean, it's mostly the same stuff, Steve. I did throw some stuff in here for a drop shot. If you notice, I got a spinning reel here. Again, I'm not going to fill this thing up with tackle. as though this was my intended method to fish. It's kind of like a vision board. I envision myself on silver, so I'm not gonna put lots of tackle on here. Steve says that the back of this place looks fishy. Well, this entire place looks fishy, dog. It's got water. Right now I'm throwing a Kitech. What color of underwear am I wearing today? I don't know, but I did notice, Dead Rabbit, that when I told the moderator, I was like, why didn't you tell me that these guys could probably see my chonies every time that I go forward to go get something from the front compartment? And she goes, they can? And then I rewound it and I was all like, you see that? And she's like, oh, I guess they can. So I'm with Creel that all water looks fishy. I mean, dude, even if I saw like a bathtub, I'll be like, oh yeah, that looks fishy, bro. Every time I see a puddle somewhere, I'm like, oh, that looks fishy. There's probably a fish or two in there. Oh, I forgot. I might not be able to go all the way back here. Because potentially I might get blocked by the trees. For some reason, this lake has tree problems. So, here's the thing, Steve. I mean, potentially, one would think, oh, maybe she was like, oh yeah, that's cool. But the problem is that she didn't even notice it. I'm the one who noticed it, and she's like, oh, I guess you do. And I was like, well, poor dudes. Poor dudes. Or a water bottle. I don't even know what she's talking about. All right, so there's some of that grass right there that I've seen in this lake, and I was able to pick a fish off, but I didn't bring Don's chatterbait or a spinnerbait to fish this kind of little dumb old grass because I didn't think it was going to be around since this lake's water level was going down, or it looked like it. Oh, yes, the moderator is pointing to a classic short. I forgot about that. Nothing but buzzards in the trees? Buzzards in the trees and barren water underneath. It's very interesting. Creel, what was a good one? I'm assuming you're talking about that YouTube short. We are throwing a Kitech on a 3/16 jig head. We are going very subtle. We are going very cutesy and demure because these fish here have been hard to catch. I gotta find a place that has some kind of something that these fish will relate to, that I guess I can relate to. This beating the bank stuff, I don't know if that's my cup of tea. My cup of tea is, all right, where do I believe that these guys should be hanging out? Oh, right here on the main lake point? Then okay, let's go do it. Let's go position, find them. All right, so Creel was also giving kudos to that short. It's a good short, guys. As humbly as possible, I'm gonna say it's a good short. There's a lay down right there. Ew. Some kind of moss. We are in 6 feet of water with no hope in sight. What the heck was that noise? Dead rabbit. If I spent an entire day cruising this lake, well, that would mean that I had an entire day without homies expecting a fish, and that I could just cruise about the lake. Yeah, bro. That sounds about like what is the opportunities that are allotted to me. That sounds about right. All right, we are in 16 feet of water. I saw some arches, but not really anything that... All right. I'm gonna run to where I believe there might be some structure. Some sort of something. Let's cruise this bank a little bit. All right, I'm in 11 feet. Maybe these guys are deeper than I think. All right, 14 feet. Let's try this. Where's my trusty shaky head? That guy I did not leave because that is the vato that helps bring home a fish. So, is the water clear? I think it's clear, bro. There's like this weird little... I believe it to be clear. But I think the way the sun is shining, it looks like it's a little dirty, but I'm pretty sure it's clear. Oh, there's probably some brush piles thrown here. My brother was telling me about some brush piles that are apparently... There's a pier that is somewhere on here. It's a distance away, and he says that that's where him and Debbie fish. We're in 17 feet of water. Where him and Debbie fish. And he says there's a brush pile that's just there. And I guess you could see it when the water goes down really low here. What's happening, Matt? All right, so there's a lay down right there. Somebody just cruised by, waked us up. I need to wake up these fish. Steve, the intent is not to get a turtle this time. Bro, I'm in a Hobie. We good. All right, so what I got down there was gross green moss. So that was stupid. I'm in 14 feet of water. $16 feet. I mean, I see a random like stick or two here, but the odds of me getting my kayak in line with that stick, very unlikely. Yo, old school, what's up? Oh, Matt's saying this place is awesome. Oh, we totally agree with that, bro. This place is amazing. So I see rock on that bank right there. So that gives me hope that there's like broken up rock. There's bigger rocks over there. That gives me hope that down below it follows that same type of setup. But we will see. Oh yeah, it's looking like it's super clear water. Let's see. Well, let's not say super. I can pretty much, it's about that deep where I can see my lure. Okay, so I finally see a bait ball. There's a bait ball. These guys are not happy about something. Mm-hmm. 16 feet, so this cove is kind of deep. Second bait ball that I see. Okay. When I have an 8-to-1 reel, why is it taking me so long for my bait to get reeled in? We gave it the old college try. Yeah. Creel, I'm not sure, even though I know you were, I'm not sure if you were here when I said I don't like, let's call them loose ends. I don't like having lakes that I cannot consistently just go. I don't like it. $15. Heck, bro, if this lake makes me mad enough, I might continue to still show up here, even when silver's back. Because I don't like being in this type of a situation. So, we might get sentenced to a life of hard labor here on this lake. But it's necessary, guys. What the I don't know where my shaky head just went. And the problem is that my leader went flying. Uh-oh. Have we compounded our issues here? Yes, we have. Son of a fish. All right. We're problem solvers. Let's figure out how we're going to solve this problem. Son of a fish. was that, bro? Okay. Your A-rig setup was a little more expensive than my wherever it went. It's probably a squirrel's living room decor right now. I don't know where it went. All I know is I didn't hear it splash. Son of a fish. All right, let's handle it before it gets later in the morning. Okay, we're gonna feed the leader with line from my other setup. Moon, I'm not going for broke just yet, dog. When have you ever seen me throw a glide bait? Once, maybe. So, that's definitely not going to be on the boat right now. Or kayak, let's call it. As that is a proper term, such as hooded sweater. I don't know what happened there. It just went flying off. All right, here we go. Knot is muy chingon. It must have been the turtle, bro, because the turtle, that knot, we've caught a whole bunch of fish on it yesterday without a problem. That turtle, that must have been his last hurrah, his joke that he played on me. He's like, look, not only am I gonna bite this guy's lure in half, I'm also gonna make it so that his knot comes undone. I know. That knot has been on there for a while. It's gone through many a fish. So, no idea what that was all about. But problems need solutions, and we have created a solution. All right. I do not know if I have a shaky head available in the same size. I think I do. Well, there it is, guys. We now have continued our streak of consecutive non-zeros. And it was done so by chasing the ripples. And we caught this fool. We chased the ripples, homies. And thank the good Lord for this fish as the streak continues. Now the pressure is off. Now all we got to do is take time to figure out what's going on. So, here we go, guys. Thank the good Lord that the streak continues. This is not 2 ounces, bro. This is like a heavier fish. So, we're not even going to weigh him. We're not even going to weigh that guy. We just kind of saw where they were running to, and I just threw in front of them, and then he hit it like right there. Something sharking some stuff up there. I can't reach it, but something is definitely sharking some stuff. So guys, let's go home. Let's go home and just chill out. But the streak continues, guys. So, as we do, we will sing the celebratory song of "This is the streak that never ends. It goes on and on, my friends. Some people started watching it not knowing what it was, and they'll continue watching it forever just because this is the streak that never ends. It goes on and on, my friends. Some people started watching it not knowing what it was, and they'll continue watching it forever just because this is the streak that never ends. Eventually it will end, guys, but for now, we live in the dreamland that the streak will never end. Ah, son of a fish. All right, I see a bait ball. I kind of feel like the bait balls are just kind of chilling right here, going back and forth, but when I'm throwing into this pocket, nobody's checking out my bait. It's probably because I'm hideous. What happened to that shaky head that I just got? Well, I apologize, Dead Rabbit, but at the same time, I find that rather humorous, bro. Because that was the intent of the song. Now, what the heck happened to... You guys see where my shaky head went? All right. What happened to that shaky head, guys? I sat down. Let's see here. Where'd it go? Did it go into the water? That's the question. Did it go into the water? Let's lift the seat. could I have been so lucky that I grabbed the shaky head and I dropped it and went down one of these scuppers? I don't know what they're called. Scup hole? Who knows? What the freak happened to that shaky head? Where did you go, dog? What the fun? What the fun happened to that shaky head? I had it. Boss, what the fish? Is it in my pocket? Who would put a shaky head in their pocket? Only some kind of psycho would do that. Someone who wanted to get hurt will put a shaky head in his pocket. Well, while the, what the freak happened to it? How could I just lose a shaky head? Okay, well, shaky head's gone. Is it in my shoe? Who knows where that shaky head went? All I know is that it is not in my possession. Oh, man. Oh, well. But while I am in a somewhat standing position, guys, I will have a mic off moment. Bros, why would the shadow fall in? Son of a gun. What happened to that shaky head? That is problem number one that I cannot figure out. Okay. All right, I'm just gonna have to get another shaky head apparently. What an idiot. How does a guy lose a perfectly good shaky head? All right, let me see if I don't think I put it back in here. That would be stupid. But not impossible. Okay, I guess we're just gonna have to go with a round, shaky head now. Keep an eye on it the entire time. 'Cause I don't trust shaky heads no more. They just disappear. Idiots. I will also need trusty go-to Mr. Wiggles homies. Ridiculous. Ridiculous, guys, but it is life. Ball head, 1/4 ounce shaky head. I gotta use these round ones, and I feel like these round ones get stuck more. At least in my experience. Idiot. Okay, so we spent about the last 5 minutes or so, maybe close to 10 minutes, looking for a frickin' shaky head that doesn't exist apparently. All right, so I saw the bait ball again. The Nico. I'm calling you. Use the Nico. That's what's up. I've shied away from the Nico for some reason. I think it's because I don't have the same number of rods. It's not that I don't like the Nico, because I'll go to it when necessary, when times is tough. But I don't have the same number of rods. They're over here chasing. I can see the ripples. Let's stay in front of them and or at least attempt to. Negative. Okay, we'll get back to what we were doing. we're gonna have to take a drink of water and cover up. We've already been out here in the sun for mucho tiempo. Hopefully we don't get blocked out, guys, because I am gonna go in here into the area that has some structure. I'm gonna see if I can get my freaking shaky head out. Now, I believe that if I had a football jig, he might not have gotten stuck, but maybe he would have. I don't know. There's no telling. But I will tell you, there's a lot of brush in here. It could just be perception. All right, we're in 9 feet of water. We're gonna let this fool drop all the way to the bottom. And we're gonna pop him off the bottom and kind of reel him a little bit slow towards us. Ah, we survived that one, guys. Whew. That was a close call. Very close call. Okay, we're in 19 feet of water right here. That was a very close call. Okay, we're in 19 feet of water right here. That was a very close call. That the stream was spinning. I was like, what's going on? What's going on? Oh, dear God, how long have I been spinning? And now we got out of there just in the nick of time. Just in the nick of time. So, a couple questions to answer, Tim. I don't know. I bought these a while ago, so I don't remember what the shaky head brand is. I know that I have some big bites, I think, shaky heads. I bought a few of those. These, I think, might have even been given to me by somebody. I was fishing a Toyota Series tournament, and then he was all like, here, man, use these shaky heads. You won't lose fish or whatever, blah, blah, blah. And so I was like, all right, let's do that. So we ended up getting those from him. I believe those are the ones that I'm throwing, because I think he had some football and some round ones, and he said, here, man, take a couple of these and a couple of these. And Matt, I fished this lake a couple times. Just out here fishing around, finding out. Okay, so we're in 19 feet of water right here. So we can't parallel the bank because when we parallel the bank, the service goes out. So we'll have to fish it from this direction. I was hoping to just go and throw my swim bait across the bank right there, but negative. Negative, that will not be happening. So we will adjust. Oh, what do I see, guys? Are the leaves turning colors? Oh my God, how beautiful. Wow. That's amazing. $15 feet. $14 feet. $18 feet. Mima seems to be fine, bro. I haven't heard from her in a little bit. I saw her sister. Her sister, when I went to go turn myself in for my warrant that I didn't have, that was a scam. If you guys want to know more, you can go to the public service announcement on the Rodcast. But yes, I saw her as I was leaving. She was going in because there was a tree. Okay, we are not going to go home empty-handed. Washalo, I am going to mount this over my mantle, if one had a mantle. Feet. Why didn't I weigh it? Because that increases the odds of me falling into the water, bro. Did you see the size of that stick, bro? That thing would have put my weight distribution off center, and then boom, I would have gone into the water. That's not what I'm intending to do. Man, that sun is sort of cooking today, but I think that's because I've just been hanging out. I think it's because I've been hanging out in the shade those other days. When I'm hanging out in the shade, it makes me soft. It makes me weak. Now it's time to mask up. And glove up. All right, here we go. Start the sweat going, cool down. "19 feet. Okay, I see some fish marking, but they just seem to be cruising. All right. Okay, we are in 8 feet, so this is a little. Let's see. We're in 8 feet. We might have to look at the map here and see where the treasure, where the X marks the spot. Right now, it's just, it's a little perplexing to me because I don't see anything really that they're holding to. I don't know. But we will attempt to figure this out, guys. It's the puzzle. All right, let's see. Let's see what we got going on here. Now, one thing that we can do is go into the shallow and cast to the deeper side. Now, that's not something I usually do, but we can do that since we are on the kayak. We can do that, but I also have to see where these trees are not going to block. All right, I'm 13 feet of water. I think my anchor is only 8 to 10 feet, and that some of it has to be utilized for stabbing into the ground, so it will be less than that. We are in 13 feet of water. So I could run this Kitech at the other lake with success. I haven't found, except for that one little stupid fish, which we're thankful for because it kept the streak alive. I haven't found any success off of this guy here, but I'm not really fishing something that, like that other place, it had very distinct drop. It had very hard bottom. That we could pick apart. We could be like, all right, I can see where they're going to be at. I can see this. I can see that. Here, it's a little more unknown. I'm a visual guy, and right now I don't see them. Now I can throw to this point and just randomly fan cast a jerk bait. Let's see. I'm gonna have to retee. Son of a fish. Pull out this anchor. I feel like I'm putting together a musket or something. Here we're gonna do a javelin throw, guys. Here we are. We're gonna bust a little javelin throw. All right, let's see if that'll work. I think we are far enough from the trees. We are in 9 feet of water. And I know Creel wants a mega bass. I don't even think I have a mega bass on here, bro. I will be throwing this Lucky Craft Ghost Minnow, my favorite of jerk baits. Sorry, little dude. We're gonna have to cut you off. Thanks for catching the only fish that we've seen today. So that's cool. Much appreciated. And now that we are anchored, we can stand up and work a jerk bait like a man. All right, let's get up and get at them. That guy doesn't look like he's going deep at all. All right, dude, so we will be here till about 11-ish. And then we are going to bounce. Luckily, we have caught the one fish that we needed to keep the streak alive. So, in theory, we could just leave right now. But that is not who we are. Okay, that's why. Pause him to flow. This is not optimal jerkbait temperatures in terms of suspending. So I got to work them a little bit fast. Unless, of course, I want him to go up. I thought all those buzzards were here because the streak was going to die. I know over there, I believe there's a... Well, I said I know, and then I said I believe. There's rock and a drop. It's just one of the times that I came over, I really didn't have anything that I could confidently get down to that spot. You guys all right? That's the other problem. Okay, I think you guys are all right. Let me check and see if you guys are all right. Currently, I am dealing with the bird's nest. And I am not a bird watcher, just FYI. Now let's take a look at this bait. Let's see what it looks like. See if it's still got all its pieces. Yep. Okay. So if I had hit my camera like that with a mega bass, well, that would have been $25 down the drain. And I would have had to buy another mega bass. Or some other jerk bait. But the Lucky Craft took a licking and is still flicking, bro. We are in 7 feet right now. I'm just not feeling this setup right here, bros. I just don't like it. Confidence is key. I don't have confidence in the way we're set up right now. I'm throwing that 1/4 ounce shaky head. Going up the, wow, that was a branch or something. I'm going up the point. Creel, the only crankbaits I have are 3 feet and basically those that can dig out a new lake. Man, what died over there, bro? There's like 400 buzzards. Maybe it was all the fish in this lake. This is a wind-blown point right here. Steve, I have to make do with what I got, dog. So I gotta cast. I gotta cast behind me. There's a camera right here, so my casting angles are limited, but we will make do with what we got. All right, I'm gonna go over there. From what I remember, there's a hard drop over there. I mean, I don't see why you couldn't catch one here, but not in this configuration, not in this setup. If I'm cruising through here on the boat, okay, that's one thing. Trolling motor keeps me out there, spot locked, whatever the case may be. But I cannot do the same from this current setup. And no, I am not buying a trolling motor. I know that is going to be the next. Oh, you should buy a trolling motor. Never, ever, ever, ever am I buying a trolling motor. For the kayak. All right, let's go check out the other side. we will leave the anchor at our side and we will cruise. We're gonna go across the lake. "72 feet of water." Yes, Steve. I had to utilize the help of the moderator because there's a little button that you push and then you're supposed to turn it and then pull it out. But pushing the button and turning and pulling that thing out, it's not a recipe for success with one person. So the moderator had to help me out. Did that this morning. I left that paddle end at my house. I don't really need two paddles. "40 feet. It is not banging on the side, Steve. That is the pedal drive because I am sitting kind of slouched, so my feet go all the way to the end. So though you thought it was the pedal drive, it is not. I mean, you thought it was, it is not. It is the pedal drive hitting as I go too far. Okay, we're in 16 feet of water right here. 13, 12, 18, 20, excellent. 21 feet. What's that all about? It's all good, Steve. Some people are known to get ahead of their skis. So you just kind of roll with it. All right, we are throwing the shaky head. I can feel the rock down there. I just don't feel what I want, and that's the bite. Let me check my map real quick so I can see what this looks like. Unlimited, because we keep it real here. I was dragging the anchor. I just put the anchor on the side. Look, it's just right here. So I was dragging the anchor. It's just hanging out right here, but it's not making contact with the kayak. Let me demonstrate. There's nobody's fishing that point. This is the noise that you guys are hearing. That is my pedal drive making noise. If I don't want it to make noise, then I just kind of do short little steps. But if I'm just going fast, every now and then I outkick the pedal drive and it causes that noise. So, half right, half wrong. What do we got here? So it's a little bit of, a little bit of bros, if the fish get scared away by this little noise, well, then they're stupid. All right, I'm in 16 feet of water. I see a little bait ball. 20 feet of water. There is a point that comes out right here. I assure you guys, we're okay out here. If we're clacking, if we're yakking, or if we're dragging our anchor, we're gonna be all right. I mean, potentially my anchor might come off. It did last time, but $20 feet. Am I sure? I'm assuming Dead Rabbit's talking to me, but I'm not exactly sure what I'm supposed to be sure about. The only thing I'm sure of is that the understanding of this lake does not reside in this kayak right now. And I am okay with that. I'm trying to see something. Because if this is going to be one of those chasing the bait kind of lakes, I'm not chasing the bait on this kayak. I will tell you guys that much right now. The bait can go wherever it wants, but I will not be chasing it. All right, so I'm at 13 feet. I see bait underneath me right now. So what I'm going to do is I am going to let the wind blow me in this direction, and then I'm going to try and face towards the wind, hold myself in some relative position, and attempt to. Now, we tied on a jerk bait, so now I'm going to have to tie on that little swim bait. Because I should have a drop on this side. This point comes out all the way over here. I'm in 13 feet. It should drop off again out here. There's bait going across this point. So one would think, hey, maybe you could get a fish off of it. But it might not be in the cards. Hey, what's this anchor doing floating around right here? Who left this anchor out? Uh-oh, we're about to get rammed by our own anchor. That will be the noise that you may or may not hear. Well, we did not. Excellent. Just a tiny little kiss from the anchor. Okay, so 13 feet, I see bait, and I see what I believe to be fish. But I don't have the right bait on for it. Now that was a thick amount of whatever that was. For now, we'll throw this jerk bait until we can tie on the other shingle dingles. So 13 feet. I'm gonna have to get some visuals here. All right, 13 feet at this tree. They are in 10 feet. This currently only goes 4 feet at best. Peace out, Steve. All right, we're back in the game, and we're stuck. Okay, that is what we call irony, guys. Oh, that was the anchor hitting us, just FYI. Ramming speed, of course. Okay, we're out of there. So my assumption is that that is a bait ball. Yeah. All right, 8 feet of water. Let's count it down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, let's start reeling. You half thought that was a fish, Unlimited. I full hoped that there would be a fish, but now I do have a drop shot, but I don't want to tie it on is the problem, because that thing gets tangled up with everything and I don't like it. I have a rod that I brought for a drop shot setup, but at this point in time, I ain't concerned about the heck. I did not expect that to go in that direction. It's very it's got a lot of potential here, but still nothing. If I gotta resort to a drop shot, then all hope has been lost. Are you talking about my graph, Dead Rabbit, or are you talking about any graph? Because any graph, my answer would be yes, which I would just assume that you would also know that answer. But if you're talking about my particular graph, I am seeing bait balls. So I'm sure they show up because I've seen some really big groups of something that weren't bass, and then when I looked down, I could see the gizzard shads just humongous. How in the heck? I see fish cruising through here. So I get you, but like they'll still have a return though, because rocks don't have air bladders, but I can see the rock, so it's just gonna have a return. And I would assume look brighter, potentially. There's a ball of bait here that just keeps cruising back and forth. I don't know, guys. So I am where there's bait. There's some kind of hard bottom here. There's a drop, there's a point. Okay, what if well, then I'm gonna have to retie again, and I don't wanna do that. Because I could anchor up out there and then cast to here. Out to 13 feet. I don't know. I don't know. I see activity. And we've fished areas that we paddle to that don't have any activity showing, so I would much prefer to hang out here where I see the activity than to go paddle to somewhere that I do not see any activity at all. Bro, we'll just end the stream right now if we require Ned rigging. So if I think to myself, what a wonderful world, I will begin to say, okay, well, if I was in Guntersville and I saw this type of activity, then they would probably bite. But in this particular location, that is not what's happening. And we gotta always remember that it ain't where you're from, it's where you're at. All right, contrary to popular mindsets, I am going to throw a shaky head. Okay, so, all right, it's easier for it to detect the fish, but it's still going to show a blob. It's going to show blobs or some kind of form. So it might not tell you, hey bro, there's a fish, but it's going to tell you, hey bro, there's something in the middle of that water column. But it might not tell you, because bait balls don't show up as fish. They just show up as blobs. So I am 100% with you, or I guess technically AI. Though I side with the humans, I don't side with AI. If I gotta put a drop shot on, bros, this is going to be one of the worst rodcasts. I usually never have my fish ID on, but like on this one, it is on, but I don't really use this fish finder because we prefer being on the boat rather than in the kayak. So because of that, you will see the fish ID on this fish finder if you were to be looking at the screen. Well, that was definitely not where I thought that was going. No. Dead rabbit. I said if I had to bust out with a drop shot. Not the current state of it, bro. It's just the if I had to. Yo, Unlimited, was that AI making Elon say that? Because why would Elon be concerned with stuff in this world? He's concerned with Mars, which... Oh, and also, Dead Rabbit, you said that this is a good Rodcast. We strive for great Rodcast. But right now, we are at a C+. But I have said many times in my life that that's passing, I guess. Let's move this. Okay, so we are going to stand up. We're going to be anchored. There is... What does what mean, unlimited? Standing up, it's when a human gets on his feet and pushes the rest of his body above his feet. I mean, I've never been asked to define what standing up is, but I guess that's how I would describe it. I guess perpendicular to the ground, but I guess you could also lean forward and be standing up. I don't know, that gets very complicated, bro. Oh, take it with a grain of salt. So I believe that is because somebody's going to try to feed you something that tastes like shad. So you should take it with a grain of salt so that it doesn't taste as bad. So, like, I believe back in the day, potentially like spoiled meats and whatever, or close to being spoiled meats or whatever, they would eat the meat, I guess, because why waste it if we're going to be starving, right? And if you took it with a grain of salt, well, I guess it didn't suck as much. That is what I believe the understanding of grain of salt is, but I could be incorrect, as we are just speaking out loud. Okay. What are we doing here, boys and girls? We're getting lost in this lake. I feel it shouldn't be complicated. Let's think about this. What is going on here? I believe these are fish that eat. They're fish that eat bait. So why are they not biting any baits? I do have side scan. This is a Humminbird Helix 7. Okay. It's got side scan, down scan, all of the above. Always 3 points of contact. Okay, so I saw a lot of freaking activity out here. Bait going back and forth, fish following that bait. This is kind of like Clark's Hill. Seems like it's a bait chasing lake. Gotta make sure I don't hook you guys. Done that before. Post nothing, nada, bros. Very odd. Very, very odd. Perplexing, as it were. Okay, so Matt is talking about some trees out here. I saw a little flicker. lake is messing with my CPU power, bro. I might have to reboot. What's going on here? I don't like it. All right, nobody tell Steve that I left the anchor on the side. He's not gonna like that. Okay, so I'm in 13 feet. I see like a bait ball or two. I was expecting for there to be a bigger drop right here somewhere. There was a rock pile back there, or like a broken up rock area. Alright, so maybe this begins the drop right here. Yeah, that is a very subtle drop. I don't like that. Plus, I don't see any fish marking on it. I'm gonna have to pull out my map. Ace, I'm trying, dog. I am trying, but currently trying and execution are not aligning. All right, let's see what's on this side. I have now pulled out a map, a Garmin map, so I can see where I'm headed. All right, I see some kind of something. What am I cruising over? Yeah, forget this place. Let's move to another spot. We're currently in 31 feet. There's some fish marking in 23 feet. $14 feet, 12 feet. Okay. Okay, 16 feet. That tells me there's a drop right there. Yo, what up, Snizup? Not much here either, Snizuki. We are on the famed Trouble Lake, bro. We've never really had a lot of luck on this lake. But that doesn't mean that we are going to shy away from it. It just means that we'll struggle through it. But don't worry, Snizuk. The streak is still alive. We caught one little fish. And we caught it because we saw it jumping around. Or we saw him and his homies jumping around, and we tossed a Kitech into it, into those jumps. And that's how we caught that one, bro. Yep. I will also be getting ready for some football, bro. And based on the performance of this lake. We will be getting ready earlier than we expected. Dead Rabbit, if you were talking about the bank to my right, I do have plans to fish that. I just saw this drop over here, so I'm fishing this for a little bit. This entire bank looks like it's got broken up hard bottom and stuff. So we will fish it. I just wanted to fish this little spot that looks like it had a drop. I don't think that's a good hook set. That was not a good hook set, but luckily this is probably not a good fish. Not a good fish. This is a fish, but not a good fish. So, we finally got a fish that you guys can see from the camera. So, there's a fish. Hopefully, Ace was still here. Ace, there's a fish, finally. So we caught that guy on this drop over here. Very terrible hook set. I barely even leaned into him because I thought I was stuck for a little bit. Jake, what's happening? We caught that on a shaky head, a Berkeley shaky head. All right, Snozook. I'm not sure. I mean, they may have seen your suggestion and come over here today and been all like, what the heck is this? But either way, again, guys, I do not require that of my homies to mention this live stream in other live streams, because we also have to be respectful of the fact that, you know, when other people pop into here and they're all like, hey man, this, that, and the other, and then we get a little confused, well, that might be happening in the other live stream where they'll be all like, what the heck is going on here, bro? Who is selling their goods in my store? You know what I'm saying? But now, if it comes up organically in a conversation, that's one thing. But if it's just cruising through and saying things like, yo, said channel passing through, well, that is kind of like, what? Okay, cool. that is a confusing part. So we're on just like, all right, that's cool. All right, see, that was organic. That happened in an organic fashion. So that right there is cool. I just don't want to be popping into other, I mean, not that I do it, but some dude trying to do his thing and then divert any attention from what they are trying to accomplish, their goal. I think I can catch another fish right there, but let's try it. It's just that the kayak is not angled right. All right. I appreciate you guys, not bombarding those guys because they are still trying to do something, right? So we don't want to walk in there and be like, yo, this dude, that dude, you know what I'm saying? All right, let's go down this bank. It's 11 feet right here. It is getting close to 11-ish, so we are going to work this bank. And then probably at the end of working this bank, we will bounce at least towards the ramp, and then after that we will see if anything strikes our fancy on the way to the ramp. We're in 12 feet of water. I would have wanted this to drop off faster, but let's try it. Yeah, the Cowboys versus the Bears, bro. "11 feet. I think the Cowboys versus the Bears is going to be a shootout because, assuming that the Bears' offensive line can keep, what's his name? That felt weird. Keep what's his name upright. Then yeah, it has a possibility of being a shootout because the defense is not that strong as we saw in the Giants game. That Giants game was crazy. I got to see some of it, the end portion, which I guess, I mean, I didn't see the full fourth quarter, but I saw the end portion and it was chaos. Absolute chaos. Eight feet. I would have wanted this to be a little steeper of a drop. We talking offensive lineman or defensive lineman, bro? I'm assuming offensive lineman. You guys can't even see the bank right there. Let's try that camera angle, see if that works. Sweet T, you play offense and defensive lineman? I assume, Sweet T, that we are referring to high school football, potentially. I can't really see your icon from here, so maybe you play college, I don't know. Bros, there is a weird bend right here, almost like somebody bent the earth. Hopefully you guys can see it. I don't know. I will definitely take a picture of it and share it on the community post as soon as I get closer. But that is some weird earthage right there. Maybe that's, I mean, it kind of goes in a wave like this, but right there, there's like a pinch point, which is very odd. Now, I am not a rock watcher either. I'm not a geologist. Before you guys start saying, oh, he's a bird watching geologist. I am not. But when you are out here in nature, you might as well. Oh, Sweet T's playing junior high. Out there handling business as a young buck. How's your record there, Sweet Tea? And, oh, now we're in 30 feet of water. What just happened here? Did the bottom of the earth drop out? I'm going to have to throw back over there and see. What's your team's record, Sweet Tea? Oh yeah, that's like a vertical right there, bros. Sweet Tea, do not give Snizook your stats. I know he means well, but be careful what you share on the internet, Sweet Tea. I was only asking for your team's record. You're going to play tomorrow, bro. That doesn't... I mean, I'm far removed from high school or junior high, but what school plays on a Monday? You guys got Monday Night Football, dog? Damn, bro. Monday Night Football. Sweet Tea versus all these other homies. All right, let's keep on going, but that is definitely a drop. What's the time? 53. Very close to 11-ish. Like right now I'm cruising and that thing just keeps on dropping. It finally hits something. Sweet Tea, well, hopefully your team kicks some butt, bruh. Feel free to jump in on other Rodcasts and come in and let us update us on your record. Let us know if Sweet Tea is still undefeated. I don't know. Maybe. Yo, Sweet Tea, question. Assuming you're still here. What do you like playing better? Offensive or defensive lineman? Now, if I had to choose, I would know which one that I like, but I won't say anything until you've provided your preference. Yo, the everyday, you just gotta understand, bro. That's Snoozuk's way of communicating. We have all become accustomed to Snoozuk and his all caps situation. I was just taking a picture of that definitely defensive, bro. That would have been my choice too. Because offensive lineman, well, you're just trying to protect somebody, right? But if you're defensive lineman, oh, bro, you're trying to take somebody out. So that seems to be a lot more fun. And I mean that in the most sportsman-like of manners. You know what I'm saying? I don't mean go do like any cheap shots or anything like that. I mean in the most sportsman's-like manner. We are in 124 feet of water. So, you know, just your, hey, there's a turtle over there. Looks like that stupid turtle that bit me yesterday. Where, oh, where art thou, fish? Oh, I appreciate that every day. Hopefully you go catch yourself some BBLs. Pues, ¿qué pasa aquí, bro? For those of you who are not bilingual, that is, what the heck is going on here? Now, again, we are not geologists, but this is rather odd right here. And we like to understand the oddities in the world. And that is probably the main reason why Snoozuk is so welcome here. We must understand the oddities. Sweet tea, I am in Alabama right now. So, like that stretch right there, it had a little, I mean, it's a terrible description, but it's like lightning hit the rock at that spot. But because you have all these layers, right? The layers go up, down, whatever. And then there was a gouge. Now, I'm assuming maybe that's where they put dynamite or something. I don't know. Well, no, it can't be because it's not a perfect line. I have no idea what that was, guys. All I know is that right there is some good rock structure that's out of water. But anyways, we are in 124 feet of water, and it is looking like that doesn't make any sense. There's like a wall of bait underneath me. All right, guys. A one fish situation today. That was, I mean, that's ridiculous. That is downright ridiculous. Sweet T's got some family in Alabama, and I'm assuming he's talking about the Rodcast. All right, I'm gonna need some water. I think this lake makes me think more, and it causes me to need more hydration. The brain is firing on cylinders. It's like, I don't understand why I'm seeing this, what looks like a wall of bait on the 2D, but nothing on the 3D, I mean on the side imaging. We're just kind of throwing a shaky head down this bank, seeing if we can get a bite. We're not really pushing it too much. We're just kind of letting it fall, settle in. Hopefully have a fish pick it up. But hope in one hand and shad in another, and see which one fills up first. And I believe that the shad will win every time. Who are they playing, Snizook? This is almost making me want to buy a small boat so I can come over here rigged up on a boat and be like, all right, now what, vato? We are in 119 feet. Just the usual. I did hit the riprap by the dam early in the morning. But with no success. I found it odd that we had no success on the riprap. Not a slap, not a nothing. I mean, it seems like when the lake level is higher, this looks like an okay spot. Dang, it is getting toasty. So I would more than likely rent one, because I don't think that my my home, I don't think it's a HOA, but I think that the covenants might not let me have two boats at my house. They might be all like, hey bro, you seem like a boat hoarder. And I'll assure them that I am not, but they may not believe that. How was it only one fish here? That has got to be some of the darkest times. I mean, I guess 0 could be worse than that, but that has got to be some of the darkest times. The darkest fishing times. But we got to get some water to make this final trek. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. The streak was kept alive with one tiny fish. So we thank the good Lord for that one tiny fish. We could have ended our streak. Wow, we just came up to 15 feet, 16 feet. Where's this boat coming from? Got it. We could have ended our streak today, but it continues, guys. Thank the good Lord, it is at 30 times 4 plus some number of days of consecutive non-zeros. Today was a test. It was a test of I guess. This is the second time in a row that this lake, now last time I think we just kind of went somewhere where we weren't supposed to. We left where we thought there would be fish, and there were when we came back, or there was fish there when we came back. But we caught one fish here the last time that we came here, and we caught one fish this time that we showed up. Are we fans of this lake? No. Does that mean that we can just exit off the map? No. It means we're just gonna have to put a little more, usually they say elbow grease, but in this particular occasion I'm gonna say knee grease, because the elbows aren't doing much work. The legs and the knees are doing most of the work. So I feel like yeah, I don't think the moderator's gonna like that new boat idea anyway, because then I gotta get fish finders for it, blah, blah, blah. Trolling motor, this, that, and the other, and next thing you know, I basically got a mini boat. A mini silver, kind of like a mini horse. Okay, so I see those same circles that I saw before. Yeah, bros, we're just gonna take our little butt whooping. We'll take it like a man. Thankfully, we got that one fish. There are a lot of beds here, but I'm assuming they're bluegill beds, maybe. Underwater crop circles, I don't know what they are. But there are quite a few of them right there. The fish aren't always in one place. Okay? That's good information there, Tyler. We've kind of cruised, so we've cruised around a little bit, and if we wanted to let our emotions come in, then we would say the fish are in no place on this lake. But we know that's not true. We just got to figure out where they are. And the fish may be cruising around all over the place, but you know, our shiver legs can only take us so far. So we fish what we can and we deal with the results. You know, it's just fishing, player. We ain't too worried about it. How you guys doing? Only caught one, so not great. But it's better than zero.
I was about to say they caught fish.
You guys?
2 or 3 maybe.
Oh, that's what's up. What'd you guys catch?
Bass.
Bass?
Well, brim. They caught some brim.
Were they good size?
Yeah. They're all pretty good size.
All right, guys, we are going ramming speed. I mean, we could have probably caught something here on the dock, but I ain't got time to do that. I do not have the time nor the willpower to fish this dock or ramp. Oh. All right, my dudes. So, I guess you guys, I will bid you adieu. This freaking mic is hot. I will bid you adieu, guys, and hopefully whatever NFL team you guys follow wins, because, I mean, I know that makes for a sucky Sunday if they don't win, because I'm a Cowboys fan. So either way, guys, I bid you adieu, and I appreciate you guys showing up. Remember, fish around and find out. The rest of this stuff I'll put up and do on my own. You guys go ahead and just rest. All right, peace out.